Hey guys, Jeffrey's here and welcome to episode 7 of the Lazarus project, and you join us as we are about to play Cheltenham away from home. I can't remember off the top of my head what numbered match this is this season, but what I can tell you is we've had a pretty good start actually. We've had a couple of board draws and I can only apologise for them, but since then I think our performances have really stepped up. We've had some good results. We beat Hartlepool, sorry Jeff. We won against Burnley in the League Cup. So, you know, we've got some good springboards to push us on for a really good season ahead. You see, I'm making some changes to the team. I'm bringing Chorley back in, and I'm also bringing in Luke James. And I think that was it, actually. I brought Armstrong onto the bench, obviously. So, we go into this match full of confidence, looking for a good result. We're still lining up with the old 4-2-3-1 formation, or I think it's more like a 4-2-2-1-1 or something like that, if you actually add up the lines. Although you'll see in later episodes, I start messing around a little bit with the formation. Mainly, I mean, I don't want to unsettle the team too much, but at the same time, I want the team to be good enough to compete against all different teams in the league. So you have the teams who have the high ball over the top, therefore you need some defensive midfielders to help out your defence. I've got playing against teams that have quite a weak back four, therefore you want a team set up with a team that has maybe like two strikers and a centre attacking midfielder who can penetrate the back two, spread the back two, let the strikers have some room to manoeuvre in. Sometimes you want teams with high wingers. Not high wing, that sounds really weird. I don't mean high wingers, I mean further advanced wingers or deep lying wingers. Sometimes you want to play with 3 at the back and have 2 wing backs. Sometimes you want to play with 1 anchor man, sometimes you want to play with 2. You know, there's loads of differences and so many different variations in how to set a team up. And yet out of all those variations, Cheltenham have gone for exactly the same formation as us in the 4-2-3-1, which is actually becoming a very popular formation in English football at the moment. Not 100% why, because I think 4-4-2 is still very effective, as Man City have proved this season. But then they've done well as a 4-2-3-1 as well, so you know, maybe that is the future of football. So you see us kick off, and the next thing you see is us in the 45th minute, because nothing happened in the first half. It was really poor performance, and in fact this was our only shot on target you see here, and even then you can dispute whether that shot was actually going to go in or not. And you see Wallace with the corner. Hits it short to Raziak. He bends one into the box. Good flick on from James. Chorley puts it back in the back of the net, but the offside flag was up. And you can see from the replay here that yes, Chorley was indeed about half a yard offside, I'd say. So it was unlucky, but it was a good move still. It's very difficult on FIFA to get crosses like that where you can hit it back across goal and score. Excuse me. So to actually get a goal like that, it's just a shame that Chorley couldn't hold his run a little bit. I think maybe a bit of tussling with the defender is the reason why he ended up in an offside position. But the important stat of that is it was 0-0 at half time. So you see us kicking off the second half, and we get quite a bright start actually. Get the ball out wide to Wallace. He likes to make things happen. Interesting ball over the top. Nimley sort of half wrestles his way through. Ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper, Scott Brown. He distributes it forward, but as happens quite a lot, we've skipped forward a little bit, but this is a result of the same manoeuvre. Ball here played through to Nimley. He flicks it into Ferry, and that's a good save from Brown as well. And even then, the attack isn't over, because just when Cheltenham think they can breathe a sigh of relief, we get them surrounded. Good little 1-2s there, into Raziak, and he bends it over the keeper and makes it 1-0 to us. But if you actually look at this replay, I don't know whether Raziak gave the keeper the eyes or what, but see here, he checks inside as if he's going to curl it round the keeper and then actually dinks it over the keeper. So it's quite a cheeky finish. It's quite a unique way of doing it. I've never really seen a goal scored like that before. It's quite clever. So yeah, we went 1-0 up, and then again, not a lot happened for quite a long period of time actually. It was getting to the stage almost where it was just sit back and defend a 1-0 lead without actually having to sit back and defend a 1-0 lead. We weren't really having many chances ourselves, but Cheltenham weren't creating much either. And I think that was the first time they'd actually got the ball into our box since half time. In fact, it might even been since the start of the game. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Like I said, I mean, a lot of these episodes are filmed, the actual video is filmed about 2 weeks before the audio's done, so you can see why I'm not always 100% sure on what's going on and when. That was a good effort from Nimley though, just over the bar. That forced Cheltenham into a substitution. They brought Jamie Kieran on. See if he could make a difference. And then again, keeper takes it long. And again, not much happened until we made subs. You see Raziak, his number was indeed up. Or was it a Zog? It might have been a Zog actually. Yeah, I think it was a Zog. Oh no, it was Raziak. Armstrong came on for Raziak. That's right. Starting to use Armstrong a little bit more in that number 9 role. Well, he's wearing number 9, but he plays in the number 10 role. But he does play up front as well. So he's a very versatile player because he's technically a centre forward rather than a striker or a centre attacking midfielder. He can kind of play both, and he's good in both. You've seen him score goals in both positions, so yeah, he's a good player. Right, Jed Wallace crosses the ball. It gets cleared out only as far as Nimley, who fires it straight at Brown. This at this point is just me scrabbling around trying to find some decent highlights to show you guys. You see here another effort. Armstrong on the ball out wide, flicks it over the top to Wallace, and this time Jed Wallace buries it. And that is actually a very, very, very good ball from Adam Armstrong. Picked out Wallace's run perfectly there. Look at that, he's running away from goal, and he manages to curl his foot round the ball in such a way that the ball just floats into the path of Wallace, and all he has to do is volley it, and it was in. Such a well taken volley. And then that was full time, and we won 2-0, guys. So, you know, it's not 1-0. It's more exciting than that, and it was more exciting than a 0-0 draw. However, again, not much happened in the way of chances. We had a few snapshots. You saw one go over the bar, one straight into the keeper's hands, one got blocked. One got blocked just before half-time as well. Right back cutting in onto his left foot. So, on another day, we could have won by more than 2 goals, but today was just, it was a bad day for us. We had to settle for a 2-0 win though. And now we haven't got another match coming up. We've got something else quite entertaining. And that is, if I keep up with the timing, transfer deadline day is upon us. And you can see, I decided to show the whole thing. Hopefully I've not got any outtakes in here. I don't think I do. I thought I'd check the free agents list first to see who was available. Some familiar names for me, maybe a few familiar names for you there as well. Branko Ilic at the bottom, I've signed him in the past. Couple more further down. Where's the next one? There, Guido. Used to play for Hull, I believe. Jesse Joronen, good goalkeeper. Decided that we had enough goalkeepers though. And then I decided I didn't want a free agent. I wanted to see what who was on the loan list. Because free agents, you get a lot of players who, there's a reason why no one signed them. And I mean that in a nice way, but they're not very good. Now see this guy here, Adam Mitchell. And you know, we've got Jed Wallace and we've got Wes Fogden, but I think we need a better wide player to complement Wallace. Because Fogden, I think I sold Fogden. I can't remember. But I know for a fact that Wallace was going to get injured or suspended or something at some point. He's going to get fatigued and he'd have to be replaced. So at that point, I decided that a second right winger was going to be crucial, just so that we had a chance of keeping a decent starting 11 out there and keeping our good run of results going. And then I decided to do something that I've also done in my Football Manager career, which is raid Stevenage. 2 players I looked out for in particular: Dean Parrott, who has got a cruciate ligament injury at the moment, but he's actually a very good player, I think. And Birin Dembele is the other player. Both very, very good players. They've both performed well for Stevenage this season, which is not an easy thing to say, considering Stevenage did get relegated. But yeah, I feel like they've both done really good. There are a couple of other players on that list that I wanted to check out as well, like Michael Doughty, Luke Freeman, Lucas Akins. But I thought I'd leave them till the January window, just to see if Stevenage actually wanted to get rid of them more likely to get rid of them. Why they'd want to get rid of Freeman and Akins is beyond me, and I believe Doughty's still listed as being on loan, so he'll have to leave at the end of the season anyway. And in fact, there is me inquiring as to Luke Freeman, and they wanted £500,000 for him. Which, was it 500 or was it 600? Might have been 600. Which I couldn't afford straight outright, but at the same time we had a bid come in for Jake Jervis, which I wasn't going to reject because we've got Armstrong up front and we've got Nimley up front. They're both on loan, but I want to sign them permanently at the end of the season, so therefore Taylor and Jervis become obsolete. I don't want them anymore. And as backup strikers, we've got Ajamang, who, he's not the worst player in the world, and we've also got Payne. He is still listed as a striker, I believe. Can play striker. So, again, not to be sniffed at. And, you know, if you play one up front and both your strikers get injured, then you really are unlucky, so to speak. There you see, Ryan Taylor bid for him as well from Charlton, which was, I think it was accepted or renegotiated. And there's hang on, I've just forgotten what, I think that was Jervis who went there. This is me trying to sign Freeman again. I gave them the amount of money that they wanted the first time round. I also got, well, I had the opportunity to sign Adam Mitchell, but I decided to stall it just in case it affected the Luke Freeman deal. Again, at this point I have to rejig the team around a little bit because we've got players who've left, and therefore the setup of the team gets affected. And then we come up ever closer towards the end of the transfer window, and a season-long loan bid comes in for Roman Padovani. So again, I accept it because it frees up the wage budget. And that was, I think that was Taylor getting sold there. So again, have to jig around the team a little bit, bring Payne onto the bench, Armstrong and was it Ajamang I had as the other striker? I think it was. At this point I decided to accept the bid for Mitchell, so he's now joined the team as well. We're still waiting on the Freeman transfer, and time is against us, and this is something that I wish EA would change for next season, is the whole thing of, you got 10 hours in transfer deadline day, but it takes 5 hours to do a deal, so you can only really do 2 deals between here and the end of the season. So anyway guys, that sums up this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We're going to have a little bit of a change to the format coming up over the next couple of episodes. But until then guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.